everybody, welcome to our channel, Live For Today. I am Brandon. I am here to tell you all the good things that life has in store, right? This channel is all about living your life to the fullest potential, maximizing your happiness. A second, my truck's trying to turn off on me. Maximizing your happiness, maximizing your funds, money in the bank, maximizing your time available to do the things you want to do, and minimizing the things that get in the way of those three amazing things, right? So, we all got hopes and aspirations for life, right? And we all want to do something with our life, hopefully, some kind of path. But you know what? It's okay if your path changes. Mine has changed many times in my life. I'm not old yet, not that I care to admit, but I am older and hopefully a little wiser. I've made my fair share of mistakes, but hopefully I've learned from them, right? So the main thing, guys, if you follow the channel, is we're going to talk about things on a weekly basis of things you can do to enhance your life without causing damage, right? So there's excuse me, there's things you can do, like everybody needs money to live, right? But how much money you need at any given time is really dependent on living expenses, where you choose to live, what you choose to do for entertainment, the things you choose to buy, and how you choose to buy it. So, let's say, let's say you're making, we'll just make it a small number, $10 an hour, right? And let's say you got your living expenses of $2,000. You got an apartment, you got your electric, you got your food, you got your water, you got stuff like that. Say $10 an hour. So basically, you're going to have to work 200 hours a month to make that happen. Hopefully, you're making a little bit more than $10. I'm using a small number. But let's say, okay, let's make this a little bit better. Let's say, okay, instead of, you got that $1,000 apartment and all that different stuff, let's say you got a roommate. And now that $1,000 apartment is $500 each. So now, to cover that house, now you're only going to have to work 50 hours a month for that apartment. And, your electric will be less, well, half, and different things like that. So this is what the things we're going to talk about on this channel with your financial wellness. So we're going to talk about financial wellness. We're going to also talk about how to keep yourself out of debt, because truth be told, guys, debt is another form of slavery, or we always call it a indentured servitude, right? Indentured servitude. You can look it up, Google it. Indentured servitude was basically a long time ago, and it still happens some places in the world, where people would promise years of service in exchange for someone funding something for them. Usually it would be like Coming to America. There's a lot of people that said, if you pay for my way to America, I'll work for you for 5 years or 6 years or how many years. It all depends. It all the same. But it's basically like, you're taking money and exchanging. You're basically selling yourself as a slave, indentured servitude. Because once you made that contract, you're theirs. They own you, And the same thing happens with debt. So, you go and, same example, you go and decide, I'm going to go buy this, take a loan out on this car, $10,000 car, and, you're going to end up getting an interest rate depending on your level of credit, and it's going to affect that interest rate, right? So let's say you get like a 10% interest rate. It's in the middle of the road. It's not great, right? It's high. So not only are you going to be having to pay that $10,000 over how many years, you're also going to be paying the interest rate on top of that. So let's say your car payment's $300. So now you're going to be having to work, and that's actually a pretty, nowadays, an average car payment is, Jesus, $600. That's crazy. But, that $10 an hour or whatever, just do the calculation, $300, $10, that's 30 hours. And you're going to have to work. That's almost a whole week of work, right? For $10 an hour. Now, let's say instead of you getting that $10,000 loan or whatever it is, and you go buy a hoopty, something that runs, drives, looks halfway decent, Now, instead of having to work that 30 extra hours to pay this, plus the interest, don't forget about the interest, now you're going to be able to take that money and invest it, right? You're going to put it in either a savings account, stocks, bonds, cryptocurrency, or just put it in the bank, save it up so that you can go and purchase something cash. Because let's say you get that $10,000 loan, you end up paying on it for 4 years or 5 years, you're probably going to end up paying $14,000 or $15,000. You're going to pay almost half on top of your principal. So, do you really want to give somebody $4,000 or $5,000 just to have that car today? I did that in the past, and I learned my lesson. Or God forbid, and this also happened to me. You get this car and you're paying on it for a few years, and you've put thousands of dollars into this vehicle, and then something happens with your finances. Job loss happened to me, and 1 or 2 months of missed payments, and here comes the bank and they tow away your car. And not only that, so they're putting a ding on your credit report. So it's a big ding. It hurts. It stays on there for a while. So not only have you lost all the thousands of dollars that you've already paid into this vehicle, because that's gone. It's to the bank. They own it now. They got the vehicle and they got your money. And you got the ding on your credit report. And I'm telling you guys, it can happen to anybody. Anybody can lose a job at any moment. Anything can happen. For me, I ended up having an injury, stupid little injury, and it made it so I couldn't do that job for a few months. And during that time, I lost it, and it's because, for one, I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have money saved in the bank. I didn't have a safety net. A safety net's really important to have, guys. But also, I didn't have, I had my vehicle on a loan. So I had the risk of always having the payment, having that extra money I had to come up with every month. But I also had the additional risk of not having a savings account. So, let's say if I would have been smart, at that time my car payment was expensive. It was almost $600, right? $600. It's crazy. And I paid on it for like 3 years when I lost it. So I essentially lost $7,200 a month times 3 months, 7, 14, 21. So 21,600. I lost $21,000. And I have no car to show for it. And I had a repo on the credit report. And the bank is still going to come back at you for all the money that you still owe them for the vehicle that you no longer have. Now, let's say I would have been smart back then. And instead of paying $600 to the bank, let's say I went and got myself a $1,000 car. Might not be perfect. And instead, I took that $600 and I put it in the bank. Like we already discussed, $7,200 a month. A year. At the end of the 3 years, I could have had the $21,000. I could have taken that, let's say half of that, right? $10,500, gone out and buy a like new vehicle, cash, no payments, no interest, and I'd still have $10,000 in the bank as a safety net for things to go wrong. Because, like Dave Ramsey says, things go wrong. They just go wrong, It's going to happen. Rainy days happen, It doesn't stay sunshine and fucking beautiful forever. Things are going to happen. So it's really important to have that safety net. Back in my younger days, I used to always think, you know what? Oh yeah, I can afford this. It fits into my budget. I have enough money to pay for this. I do in my self-justification of whatever I was going to buy. However, I never calculated in my head, well, what if things go wrong? What if you don't have exactly what you're making right now? What if you lose income or percentage of income? What are you going to do then? I didn't have that in my mind. All I thought about when I was going to buy a car or going to finance this and finance that was, oh yeah, this fits in my budget right now. I make this much money. Yeah, I can afford this right now. I never thought about, oh, can I afford this and also build a safety net in case things go wrong? Nope, never thought about that. Never thought about it. I was never, schools don't teach you things about how to live a good financial life, a healthy life, a happy life. Schools don't teach you that. And a lot of families don't teach you these three things because, well, truthfully, no one taught them. And when I was younger, there was no YouTube. There was no podcasts. There really was no education that you could just go to like you can today. Today, you just go to Google, go to YouTube, go to whatever, and there's endless possibilities worth of information. Now, some of that's BS information. So nowadays, you got to actually go through it, find out what's relevant information and what's BS information. Because there's always somebody, wanting to sell you that the snake oil. They're going to try to sell you the world, and But this channel is 100% different. I'm not here to sell you anything. I do sometimes promote things that I think are good. You know, I personally use these items, or I personally think they're worth their value plus some, right? I would never promote something that I think is bookies. It's not going to happen. I'm not here to get rich. I'm here to empower people to live better lives. I want to help people have a head start, have something that I didn't have. I didn't have that knowledge. And I wish someone would have sat me down when I was younger and taught me these things, because if they would have, how much further in life would I be right now? But you know what? I started late, but I'm here now, right? I did actually get here. I got here in time, and I'm successful now. I'm very happy now. And the definition of success is going to be different for every person. What's important to you is not necessarily important to me. Or vice versa, right? You know, before, what was important to me was having a really nice car, having a really nice house, having really nice this and that and the other. That's not the case anymore, guys. Nowadays, what's important to me is free time. The time to go do things that I want to do, things that inspire me, make me happy. Because as the older you get, the more you realize that you have more days behind you than you do in front of you. You know? And if you take all that time, all your free time, and give it to the man to pay the bills to the man for things that the man sold you that you probably shouldn't have gotten in the first place, right? So nowadays, I live more of a minimalistic lifestyle, and I'm getting more minimalistic every day I possibly can. Not to say I don't have nice things, but the things I do have, they're not on credit. They're paid cash. And if I don't have the cash, I don't buy it. You know, I don't, I'm not going to borrow any money from anybody to have something today. It's just not going to happen anymore. So I hope this helped you guys. If you like it, please consider like, subscribe. I plan to put out a new video every week to just help people out. So, like I said, this is going to be about overall whole life empowerment, betterment of their whole life. That includes your finances. This includes health and wellness, happiness, you know, enjoying life. This channel is all about enjoying life and living it to the fullest, and learning how to do it without going into debt and causing yourself, you know, heartache. Because something might be beautiful, you know, that beautiful new car. Oh, it looks so pretty. It's so pretty. And God, I love that car and I want it. And you sign on the dotted line because you can afford this payment, whatever it is. And then 2 years later, you have a hiccup in life and you're making a little bit less. And now that beautiful car is now becoming a burden because that payment is hurting you. And now that car represents the pain. That beautiful car now represents the pain that you're feeling. Because instead of saving, investing, and putting it off, you had to have it right now. But if you would have waited and saved, and paid cash, even if you do dip a little bit in your income, you got it. It's no longer, it's not a burden because you own it. It's yours. They can't take it from you, for a missed payment or two, because there is no payments. So, if you like, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out. I want to reach as many people as I possibly can. I want to get the message out to everybody I possibly can. I want to help them succeed in life. I want to teach them what no one ever taught me. And it's no one else's fault. People just didn't know. They did not know how to handle finances. The school system doesn't teach you that. Because America is built on debt, right? The rich man, they don't get rich if you don't get debt. So they're not going to teach staying out of debt. They're not going to teach you how to live your life in a way that you don't have to work 60, 70, 80-hour weeks just to, get by. But here on this channel, I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you how you can live an amazing life under my standards. And not go into debt and not be indentured servant to the man. So, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. I'm going to be setting up my, what do you call it? I'll think of it later. Jesus. Patreon. Yes, I'm going to be going on my Patreon, getting it set back up. I'm going to be putting more detailed videos into my Patreon. I'll put things on Patreon that, not necessarily can put on YouTube. A little more, to the point. And for the most part, guys, my videos are going to be unedited. I'll clean it up here and there, but I want to be real for you guys. I don't want to be fake, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel it is and how I think you can do better. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to put it in the comment section below. Feel free to email me. I answer my emails as soon as I get it. I actually answer the emails probably faster than the comments, because for some reason I don't always get a notification I got a comment on YouTube. But I will definitely keep an eye out. But feel free to email me. And peace out, guys. Love and love. Enjoy life and live for today. Peace out.